Now, what we can't say is just because the fight was at such an exhilarating pace and it was so brutal that all of a sudden someone after the fight is exhausted or goes to the hospital like that. That's what happens in fights like that. So
not all, man. Just didn't come with the right plan. That's all.
Don't worry, bro.
Ain't nobody worried about your bitch ass.
I've been respectful all my life.
Yeah, fuck what y'all talking about. Shut up.
Man, fuck that. We're gonna beat the shit out of you.
Latest update coming from Teofimo Lopez's camp. Reports suggest Teofimo Lopez Jr. has been taken to the hospital after his bout with Shakur Stevenson, sparking major concern about his health. Tensions rise as Teofimo Lopez Sr. responds openly, turning the focus from loss to a serious safety issue.
Be ready, you little piece of shit.
Would you go to the UK for that? Would you go to the UK for that? Would you go to the UK for that?
I'll go to the UK. I go wherever the fuck. I go to his backyard. You know, screw that motherfucker.
The situation grows more troubling as major health worries are now being spoken about publicly. Exact details are still unknown, but the message feels intentional. It's being presented as something beyond normal post-fight injuries. The overall tone signals urgency, anxiety, and a team trying to manage the story.
it's uncanny. So yeah, I would think, battered, both battered, exhausted, it was a brutal fight.
Teofimo Lopez Jr. endured repeated punishment and kept pushing forward despite clear signs of damage. Now the physical impact is under scrutiny as medical worries begin to appear. What was once admired as toughness is now being viewed as extended exposure to danger, sparking serious debate about the choices made during the fight.
Has serious health conditions. What kind? I don't know. He didn't go into specifics, but I think he posted this video to show the severity, the seriousness of what.
Worries intensify as flaws in performance are now being pointed out along with the health concerns. Missed punches, off timing, and awkward movement are no longer dismissed as just a bad night. The bout is now being reviewed as a red flag, suggesting something was off long before the final bell rang.
And when he was getting hurt, he kept getting up and he showed heart. You know, it probably would have been easy to stay down and not get your teeth shoved into your fucking...
Eddie Hearn emphasizes control, stability, and precise execution instead of disorder. He stresses the importance of fundamentals and preparation. That perspective carries weight because it contrasts with the message currently coming from the Teofimo Lopez camp. The attention moves away from justifications and toward how the fight truly played out over 12 rounds.
Despite the outcome, I don't think he looked great in the fight. He was missing and his timing seemed off. He was doing some weird...
Shakur Stevenson shares how the exchanges unfolded from his perspective, concentrating on timing and clean connections. He outlines key impact moments in a calm, matter-of-fact way. Those comments now hold greater weight as medical concerns take over the discussion surrounding Teofimo Lopez Jr.
Well, I just think Shakur looked strong. You know, Shakur looked like he was punching very hard. His jab was on point. His footwork was incredible. It's his timing. It's his fitness. He's a complete...
Bruce Carrington points out Teofimo Lopez's recurring positioning errors and weak defensive awareness. He notes that the fight rarely gives Teofimo Lopez Jr. a genuine opportunity and presents the contest as nearly decided from the opening rounds. These mistakes, along with the growing punishment he absorbs, fuel the concerns surrounding his hospitalization. The analysis reveals a gap between the image of bravery and the reality of risk, illustrating how constant exposure to danger inside the ring can have major consequences for Lopez Jr.'s health and long-term career.
To get to the finish line.
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I hurt him a couple times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top.
Coach Wally speaks about the bout as though there were no warning signs, focusing on legacy and championship success. From a breaking news perspective, this stands in stark contrast to the reported medical scare involving Teofimo Lopez Jr. The public praise for achievements now clashes with serious concerns about his hospitalization. The discussion highlights the gap between outward confidence and potential real danger, prompting fans to wonder what may be happening behind closed doors in the Lopez camp. The storyline moves from celebration to responsibility, presenting the aftermath as far more significant than any title triumph.
Yes. I've been told you this. I told you this a minute ago. I said he's not on my level, and I proved it tonight. And shout out to you, bro. You're a hell of a fighter. I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you went there and did what you were supposed to do. You dig deep and you did what you were supposed to do, and I'm proud of you, bro.
Eddie Hearn lauded Shakur Stevenson's control and technique, pointing out Teofimo Lopez Jr.'s frustration and visible facial damage. Viewed through a breaking news lens, the focus on the punishment underscores why Lopez Jr. required hospital care. Hearn's remarks unintentionally validate the seriousness of the fight's toll. It becomes clear to the audience that this wasn't merely a technical defeat, it was a physically punishing ordeal with tangible consequences. The commentary now frames the Lopez camp's response not as promotion, but as genuine concern for a fighter's health following sustained trauma.
Man, I'm very excited. I said this was another legacy fight for him, and he got a chance to, establish his legacy once again, winning another title at 140 pounds. So I'm very enthusiastic about his future and very proud of his performance.
Claressa Shields notes the blood and visible injuries during the fight, underscoring the intensity Teofimo Lopez Jr. endured. The presence of actual blood reinforces the concerns about his hospitalization. Commentary portrays the bout as physically extreme, emphasizing that acclaim for performance cannot diminish the seriousness of the injuries. Fans are presented with a dual narrative of skillful execution and medical risk. The Lopez camp's alarm and Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s reactions now seem completely warranted, illustrating the severe toll the fight exacted.
Expected to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. Like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds, Shakur. Never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked frustrated, obviously he was busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
Claressa Shields notes the blood and visible injuries during the fight, underscoring the intensity Teofimo Lopez Jr. endured. The presence of actual blood reinforces the concerns about his hospitalization. Commentary portrays the bout as physically extreme, emphasizing that acclaim for performance cannot diminish the seriousness of the injuries. Fans are presented with a dual narrative of skillful execution and medical risk. The Lopez camp's alarm and Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s reactions now seem completely warranted, illustrating the severe toll the fight exacted.
Out of me, I know boxing, and like I told y'all, we was gonna see a little bit of athleticism, but we was gonna see Shakur be using his jab, going to the body. And we saw blood today. Shakur did great today. Only thing I can ask for is a stoppage. I can't ask for nothing else.
Daniel Jacobs points out the skill gap, emphasizing that Teofimo Lopez Jr. never gained control. The analysis shifts attention to the physical cost of being outmatched in such a high-stakes bout. The continuous exchanges and relentless pressure are now seen as more than just technical superiority. They help explain why Lopez Jr.'s health reached a critical point. Observers must balance respect for boxing ability with the stark reality that one fighter suffered serious injury, pushing the story firmly into breaking news territory.
Teofimo is my guy. But I've always been a fan of Shakur, and I think that Shakur put on a clinic tonight. Least amount of risk, been able to put his skill set into fruition all night. The jab was leading. You can tell the difference in skill set, and that was the difference to me that made the fight. It wasn't about grit, it wasn't about heart, it was about sheer talent. And Shakur's display.
Devin Haney observes that Teofimo Lopez Jr. appeared unfocused even before the fight started, flagging warning signs that now carry serious weight. This lack of focus, paired with the visible punishment he endured during the bout, feeds into the hospitalization narrative. The commentary frames it as a systemic breakdown, both physical and mental preparation faltering under pressure. Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s shock becomes understandable, showing that the danger was apparent even before the opening bell. Fans are prompted to see this not merely as a defeat, but as a critical warning about a fighter's condition, turning pre-fight cues into urgent post-fight concern.
What did you make of it?
At the end of the day, if you look at interviews before the fight, I was saying that, something looked off about him. He looked like he just wasn't really focused on the fight. He said my name before the fight more than he even said Cambosa's name.
Bruce Carrington points out how easily Teofimo Lopez Jr. becomes overwhelmed, leaving him vulnerable to continuous punishment. The story shifts from a purely technical bout to a perilous situation for Lopez Jr. as repeated mistakes and counters escalate his physical risk. The hospitalization now appears as a natural consequence rather than an isolated event. Commentary portrays Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s public alarm as a response to this unfolding truth, highlighting how fundamental errors in the fight contributed to serious health outcomes. Observers are confronted with the harsh reality that skill gaps can rapidly turn into dangerous physical scenarios.
Man, Shakur looked phenomenal, dominant performance. Just what do you think about that?
Man, he made it easy. I was saying, if Teo was to fight more on a back foot and throw punches when Shakur throws, that's the only time you're going to get Shakur. But Teo, he has a habit of getting out of position all the time. He'll double up his right hand, turn square, or turn southpaw. That's not gonna work, bro. You're not gonna take up enough space to touch Shakur. And Shakur's reflexes and his countering was just keeping Teo at bay. It was an easy night from round one for him. Shakur got the dub.
Claressa Shields highlights Shakur Stevenson's dominance on the scorecards, indirectly confirming the relentless punishment Teofimo Lopez Jr. suffered. Nearly 11 rounds of continuous pressure and repeated blows now contribute to concerns over hospitalization. Commentary shifts the focus from celebrating Stevenson's performance to emphasizing the danger Lopez Jr. faced. Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s visible frustration and panic gain context. This was a fight that crossed from competitive into medically concerning territory. Fans are compelled to reconcile extraordinary skill with the severe physical toll on the defeated fighter, raising questions about safety measures and accountability in high-stakes matches.